In 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone, for another exciting episode of Buddy Talks. Today, we have the astonishing Adam.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I set the bar high.
I know.
Adam is joining me tonight.
Hello.
And we have some fun stuff to talk about. First off, I'm loving your shirt.
Child shirt.
Yes.
And we should say it's the child from Star Wars, better known as Baby Yoda.
I'm taking a picture and I'm posting that on my Instagram.
Cool.
But, yeah, we're going to be talking about something that kind of came up last week after we finished In Our Honest Opinion. We were talking about adventure genre type films because you guys were surprised I hadn't seen Rocketeer.
Which still...
I still have not seen Rocketeer.
It really hurts.
And Opus Garza, Mr. Zigzag, he actually mentioned something that we should talk about, and that is adventure films from our youth and how we don't have them. So figured, why not discuss that this week on Buddy Talks? I'm sure we can also go into it in our honest opinion also.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It blows my mind that it kind of disappeared.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but before we get into that, we just got a little bit of housekeeping to do. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and joining our talks and our buddy time. If you just do me a quick solid and give me a 5-star rating and a written text review, that'll help us get out there and give some digital hugs because those are always fun.
mm-hmm.
Moving right along to our next segment, we got the vibe check. Adam, how are you doing this week?
How am I doing this week? I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
I feel I'm coming down with a cold, so...
Coronavirus is huge right now.
I know. It's like the cool thing to get.
Is it, though? Is it the cool thing to get?
Sure. It's like the new fad.
Yeah.
So if my voice sounds a little off or breaking up the way it is right now...
We're breaking up?
My voice is breaking up.
Oh, man.
I feel like it is.
That's rough.
So...
That's rough.
I apologize.
It's all good, man. Everyone loves you.
But other than that, everything's good.
That's good. That's good. I think I'm actually doing all right this week. Work is going pretty good. I got a big project doing some filming later on this week. Pretty excited to do that.
Remember, explosions.
I would love to do that. It's going to be good. Michael Bay is my inspiration for this.
As he should be.
And that is our vibe check for the week, everyone. If you want to get in and give us some of your vibe checks, feel free to send us an email at buddytalkspod@gmail.com. Or if you have any questions or anything that you want to contribute to our happy, humble podcast, feel free. Or hit us up on our socials. That'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Uh-oh.
We're going to talk about those fantastical adventure movies that just don't seem to happen anymore.
No.
It's a shame. And why do you think that is?
I guess because there's not a market for it. Because if you think of some of the newer ones, they attempted it and they wound up failing.
Like, what are some of the recent ones you could think of that were in that type of deal?
I would think that the Angelina Jolie, Lara Croft films.
The Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made money, but they kind of flopped. In the long run, it's like they're not memorable.
Yeah.
Nobody was really asking for a reboot of that, but yet we got it.
The edgy reboot that I also have not seen.
And I heard it wasn't that good. You had like the Matthew McConaughey Sahara.
Yeah.
Forgettable.
Yeah. I guess we should probably describe a little bit about what the genre is about. To me, the adventure film genre are films that are fun for the entire family, all ages, anyone, where you have your usual protagonist and he goes on this just great grand, it could be one or a group.
Yeah.
Who go on a great grand like adventure, ups and downs and all sorts of thrilling things that occur.
I always think of it as like a globe spanning type of adventure.
Definitely.
You know what?
What?
One that I thought about right now that a lot of people didn't care for. Da Vinci Code.
Yeah?
I mean, that one right there is another one that...
Yeah. Da Vinci Code. I thought the Da Vinci Code was pretty good.
It was okay.
It was a little darker than some of the other ones that I would think of.
But it still had that.
It definitely had that
type of idea where he was investigating, and one thing led to another with finding clues.
Exactly, and there was just something cool about that, like that National Treasure. I enjoyed the National Treasure movies. I thought that they were fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the second one.
I did see that. Like he moves a rock and it opens a cave. Oh my god! Like it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people enjoy those movies. But
yeah,
I'm trying to remember. Like, Goonies? Would you consider that? Like, I would consider that. It didn't really glow, but I think the whole adventure aspect was there.
Yeah, it was one of those that I kind of wish that I found something like that when I was a kid, and it gave you that sense of adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely consider that a part of the whole feel.
Yeah.
But there's been so many of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, there's like the Stone movies, like Romancing the Stone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I totally forgot about those. Yeah.
And I could never get into those. I wanted to. They had like the Alan Quartermain films and stuff.
Yeah, but the I can't remember the name of that. Quartermain was in
that
Gentleman something with wow, why is that just losing? I'm just losing that.
I don't even know what.
It's when he took a lot of characters from all sorts of different books and put them into like an adventure type film.
Okay.
With wow, I'm blanking on everything right. That League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Really? That was in that?
Quartermain. That was what's his face?
Connery?
Yeah, Connery played Quartermain.
Okay.
Yeah. And they had a bunch of characters like that from all sorts of literary ones. What else was Quartermain in?
I don't know. He's like a literary character.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't even know the actor that played him. I'm just aware of the films.
Let's see.
But thinking about it, I mean, like we have the Librarian movies and the series, and I couldn't get into any of that.
That was definitely the Librarian. It felt very made for TV.
It's really bad special effects.
Very, very bad special effects.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the Mummy series? That was that kind of gave you the Scorpion King kind of sucks, but.
Are you talking about Scorpion King or the Mummy?
The Mummy. Well, I'm just saying. I thought of the offshoot of Scorpion King, but like the core Mummy movies, the first two. That's not going to the third. I enjoy those.
Yeah, it's just that anytime I watch any of that stuff, I really, really want to watch Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
and it's like I said before, like in the podcast, it reminds me of like if I drink like a diet soda, it leaves me craving like the real sugar.
Yeah.
So I want the real thing. I don't want an imitation. And the Indiana Jones series, even the fourth one for me, it's one of the things that started my love of film.
Yeah.
Like with Raiders of the Lost Ark. I remember getting, for one, renting it from West Coast Video in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I remember renting it and then also getting the videos from McDonald's.
Yes, we got the McDonald's videos.
Yeah.
I got,
You could get all three of them at McDonald's. And I watched Raiders so much when I was a kid. It was unreal. And it was the first time that I can remember actually loving a movie.
Yeah?
Was with that, yeah.
Yeah, there's something about the Indiana Jones films. I don't know what it is, but I just always find them so exciting, and I can always go back and watch them.
First three, though.
The first three. Fourth one, not so much. Fifth one, I'm
who knows?
It's the jury's out there, but Harrison Ford just looks tired. He just looks so tired, and dude's like 71.
Something like that. Yeah, he's
like, what all can he honestly do? Because let's see, I want to say he was what in his 30s Maybe when the original movies came out.
No, he was
Was he older?
He was older than that. I think he was probably in his 40s somewhere.
So I'm trying to think real time. If we were to do a time jump, what year would they be in?
I mean, so what? The fourth one was what, in the 50s or 60s?
I think so.
So, I mean, if they keep it in that era, I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
Something that somebody suggested is maybe have similar to a young Indiana Jones type of idea.
Yeah.
With old Indiana Jones going on an adventure,
Yeah.
but then there's stuff
telling
in
the
the
story
past,
or oh, okay.
or possibly stuff in the past that led up to that.
Yeah.
Which I think is an okay idea.
Yeah.
I would be accepting of that.
Who do you think should play a young Indiana
my God.
Jones?
I knew you were going to ask that as soon as I said that. That's tough. I mean, as far as like on-screen charisma,
Yeah.
it's tough because I don't think anybody's really going to match Harrison Ford.
No. I can think of one person who I think would play a good part, but I want to hear what you say first. I don't want to influence your thought.
I mean, I've heard names floated around, like Chris Pratt and also, what's his face? Bradley Cooper.
That's who I was going to say.
And I think I would be leaning more towards Bradley Cooper than probably Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Even though I think he could pull it off.
I think Chris Pratt could definitely pull it off, but I think Bradley Cooper has the suave, like the way he carries himself. I think he would handle that part really well.
Plus, he would have like a similar look, and I think like his body type and stuff like that. I think he would match better to Harrison Ford than what Chris Pratt would.
I agree. I'm looking at this picture of Bradley Cooper. I'm just like, yeah, I could see that easily as a Harrison Ford type deal. Indiana Jones. That picture right there. Yeah, I could definitely see it.
Yeah, I mean he looks like he could be the part.
Yeah.
So I mean we'll see what happens. I would imagine we're gonna get a reboot of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm fine with a reboot, but I just want it in the same continuity.
I agree.
That's all I really want.
Yeah, I definitely think doing that would probably be like have Indy in the middle of something and kind of jumping back. Mm-hmm. I think that would be a great way to kind of link the two. Right. And that way, like moving forward, it's like, okay, this is all stuff that has happened to this character. And this is how. That's actually a really good idea. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I think they should do that. If they're not going to do it with this one, then they definitely need to start thinking about doing something like that for like a number 6 or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah. So, go on.
I don't think the franchise is ever going to die.
No.
So, I mean, we'll see.
But. Do you feel that Indiana Jones is a type of character and a type of movie that it could be like Bond?
Yes, because I feel like Raiders specifically is kind of set up like a Bond film.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
It did come from Steven Spielberg wanting to direct a James Bond movie.
Yeah. And
I can definitely see the Bond influence on Raiders specifically.
Yeah.
So I think it would probably work.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see like a modern take of done right.
Yeah.
And if they could do it, because like Daniel Craig before, I wasn't initially when I heard that he was going to be playing Bond, I wasn't really with it, but after seeing his work, I was okay with it. I would love to see more with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would too. I think it's disappointing that we never got more films when Harrison Ford was younger.
Yeah.
Something could be said that Last Crusade definitely ended on a perfect note, which it kind of does.
It definitely did.
But that's not to say that they couldn't have, at that point in time, done more to do stuff like in between films.
Yeah.
Or even do like Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Have it as a prequel to some of the other, adventures.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that could have been done.
Yeah, because Temple of Doom, timeline-wise, happens before Raiders.
Raiders,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's technically the first one.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, which is
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And that I feel that movie definitely felt like a James Bond movie. How it kind of started off when he's in the middle of that party and gets poisoned, and then all that happens.
It's great because it's so over the top.
Oh yeah,
I love with the way it's done.
yeah,
It's one of my favorite intros to any movie.
yeah.
Just the fact when he throws the sword, everything. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So, like we talked about all these adventure movies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take Indiana Jones off the table.
Mm-hmm.
What's like some of your other favorite ones that you would love to see, or would like to see come back?
I don't really have a. I mean, the only other one that really comes to mind that I loved was Rocketeer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's dumb because it never went away. Captain America, the first one, like
First Avenger,
I
yeah.
love the adventure feel,
Yeah.
the adventure film feel to that.
Yeah, I could definitely see where that one had a strong adventure feel to it.
Yeah, specifically when they're doing stuff with the Tesseract and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I mean, it reminded me of some of the occult stuff that Nazis would have done. So
Yep.
it gave me that, I guess, Wolfenstein kind of buzz.
Yeah, yeah. You had the one hero who was like this super like justice virtuous hero, and then you had the nefarious villains doing nefarious things.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand that, like, I know Will says about not being one of his favorites.
Mhm.
I don't know where it ranks with you, but
It's up there. I enjoyed it a lot.
it's one of my favorites just because it captured that gee whiz type of adventure movie, way of doing things.
It's funny you say it because I didn't even really think about it, but yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed it as much as I did.
Even more crazy.
Yeah.
Same director as The Rocketeer, Joe Johnson.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not. That makes a lot of sense now.
And I was just thinking about that when we were having our discussion on In Our Honest Opinion. I was thinking, big director or director of note that's done Marvel films.
Yeah.
Joe Johnson, Captain America, the First Avenger.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think of that. And it's like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
he directed The Rocketeer as
What
well.
else has he done?
Jurassic Park 3?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was going to say, I know he did October Sky. I've never seen it, but I know he did that film.
Let's see. Director.
He's done quite a bit. I want to say Small Soldiers, but I know that's Joe Dante.
He was a visual artist on Indiana Jones.
Okay.
He directed an episode of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Which one? Out of curiosity.
Good question. It doesn't say.
Okay. I was wondering if it was Mystery of the Blues, and that was actually the one that featured Harrison Ford.
Really?
Yeah.
He did the live action sequences to Pagemaster.
Okay.
Oh, Jumanji.
Oh,
Okay.
know that.
That all explains a lot too. See, I haven't seen the new Jumanji movies. I'm guessing those
No.
probably have a similar feel to the adventure type deal, maybe?
Possibly.
I know Will loves them. He loves new...
He does,
Yeah.
actually. That's what's funny about it. He doesn't like to say
Yeah.
that he does, but he does.
October Sky. I enjoyed October Sky.
That's what I was saying about I've never seen it, but
No? I'm actually surprised. With Jake
No.
Gyllenhaal?
yeah.
I often always got that mixed up with Vanilla Sky. Very different movies.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The episode he did for Young Indiana Jones Chronicles was Princeton.
Don't know it.
Yeah. The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones Spring Break Adventure. The segment he did was Princeton, yeah.
I don't
Hidalgo.
That it's funny, Hidalgo. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
That's Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
Again, kind of an old school adventure
Yeah.
type of film.
I freaking love that genre. I didn't realize how much I actually liked those types of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think of those movies and I think of like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Hardcore, like Rocketeer, The Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw The Shadow, but I imagine...
No, but it's in that same type of idea.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Shadow. I've never seen The Phantom.
Yeah.
I want to say Will likes The Shadow.
Yeah, he loves The Shadow. Because that was what, Alec Baldwin?
Mm-hmm.
The Phantom was...
Billy Zane.
Yeah, Billy Zane.
Slam Evil. I remember the stupid posters with him with his ring.
Yep.
And the fist with the skull ring.
Yeah, and his eyeliner.
Yep.
Yeah, Billy Zane.
Billy Zane also has a U-bowl tie.
Does he?
Yeah, I think he was in Blood Rain or something like that.
Was he? Oh, Billy Zane. What happened?
He went from Titanic
Oh, man.
to Blood Rain.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, well.
I guess they all can't be winners.
No. It's kind of funny.
That is really funny. That's unfortunate for him. But, yeah, I would love to see that genre make a comeback because, like, don't get me wrong, I love superhero films.
Mm-hmm.
I love a lot of that stuff, but give me, like, a good, solid, like, adventure. Like, give me Uncharted, but good Uncharted in a movie form. I know we're getting Tom Holland, but I don't want to see Drake as a kid. I want to see, like... I wanted to see Nathan Fillion as Drake.
I know, and it's even more bothersome since he lost weight, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because he still looks the part, and they had that little short film.
Yep.
And it's like, man, I still want this.
Yeah.
Uncharted could be a lot of fun and a fantastic movie. Just based off the storytelling of the games.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't even have to tinker it, too much, I don't think.
Yeah.
And it could work. And yet they went with Tom Holland, and now they're trying to do, I guess, the big problem that a lot of video game films actually do. And that is trying to add story that's not there.
Yeah.
If they would just adapt a source material and be faithful to it,
Yeah.
a lot of times it would work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Uncharted is one of those that would definitely work.
It's all there for you.
Yeah.
It's perfectly laid out. They have several games. Just cast a good Nathan Drake, and let's do it. Okay, modern times, who would you want to play Nathan Drake? I know Nathan Fillion is a little old now.
He is, but I still want him for the role.
Yeah.
Even though it's not bankable.
Yeah. He's got the swagger, and he has the attitude, I feel, who could play a really good Nathan Drake.
He's got the look. I mean, he looks like him. The problem with it is he's not bankable anymore because of his age.
Yeah, because he's, what, 50s?
He's in his 50s, and the thing is that you can't base a franchise around an actor that old because you're not going to get a lot of mileage out of him.
Unless it's like freaking Tom Cruise, who's 80,000 years old, but he has the power of Scientology on his side.
Yeah, that's what keeps him young.
Yeah. Yeah. And all the cardio.
I have no idea who I would cast for Nathan Drake. I really don't have a name for that.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is. It really is.
I can tell you that Tom Holland is definitely not the right fit.
As much as I enjoy Tom Holland's work, I definitely don't want him as Nathan Drake because it's going to be the wrong Nathan Drake that I want to see. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see a green Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake doing whatever.
Mr. Sully. Mr.
Exactly.
Sully.
Yeah. I don't want that. I want to see like one who's been around doing his thing. You know, let's get Drake as Nathan Drake. So he could just start rapping and like almost crying and like have some sick songs as he's doing everything he's doing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
He's talking about his cell phone and whatnot.
Yeah. And asking Kiki if she loves him and if she's riding.
It's perfect. It's definitely what the games are all about.
Yes. He just hits up Sully and he just starts rapping to him.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm
Man,
enjoying.
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really just want a return to form, honestly.
Yeah.
If they're doing another Indiana Jones, yes, I'm going back to that. God, can we just get something simple?
Yeah.
If you think about it, Crystal Skull, even though I enjoyed it, what in the world was going on?
I honestly don't know.
Like, there was a whole bunch of bullshit. And then we finally get to the Crystal Skull Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And then we get aliens and Russians vaporized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they definitely started shooting off in other completely random directions. Yeah, we had some supernatural stuff, some like religious things in the past ones.
Right.
But I think they really jumped the shark with this one.
They did. And that's where Nuke the Fridge became a...
Yeah.
That became a jump the shark.
That was their term?
Term, yeah.
Makes sense because that was completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Okay.
As stupid as what it is, I was laughing.
Yeah?
I was laughing quite a bit at it, so...
Yeah. Hey! William has joined us.
Has I? He has joined the chat.
Anyways.
And we're back. And now we have another host. It's Will.
Another body heavy all of a sudden midway through your episode. So like things were good and William showed up. Son of a...
All good. This is like
it's a welcome surprise.
In our honest buddy talks.
That's
honest buddy talks opinions of analyzing with Adam.
All of them.
Marvin and Will.
Yes.
Not featuring Torchy.
Yeah. So just to basically get you caught up to speed.
Shoot.
We talked about adventure films.
Okay.
So you remember adventure films. Just we kind of talked about what we felt the definition of an adventure film was.
Okay.
What is your thought of what is an adventure film to you?
An adventure film for me are always the ones where they're on a quest, right, to get something, to find something, right?
Yeah.
That's the Indiana Jones,
Goonies.
The Goonies. Yeah, exactly. Like those are those films where it's all like you take a group of characters that are usually familiar with each other, right? Occasionally you'll get one where they're meeting each other for the first time, but they're all trying to get to the same thing.
Or it's an old friend.
Exactly. Yeah, we're back together.
Yeah.
Let's go. What's that
like
Christmas one?
3.
Do you like? No. What's this?
Christmas Story?
No. The one from a few years ago. It's got what's his name that plays Falcon?
The last Christmas or something like that.
Something like that, right? You do
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony
look
Mackie.
it up.
You've seen this movie as well. But even that, it's the fact that they're trying to get to this one Christmas party. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. Yeah,
Wow.
live studio audience.
It really came through.
Yeah, you heard it right.
The night before.
The night before.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it is. It's good. But even that for me like falls under that kind of umbrella. It's an adventure film. It's the idea that these characters get together and go like, let's go find this. And sometimes
Like Hangover? Would that be an adventure film for you?
I don't think so.
I think it's more of a mystery.
I think
Mystery comedy.
that one's different altogether.
I mean, it's almost the same thing as Knives Out.
Yeah. Jesus.
Almost.
What are we doing here? Is this opposite of that? Jesus.
But
yeah, so that
kind of is in line because he said
I'm gonna steal your
going
nuts.
go for it, like going on a quest or like oftentimes it'll be like globe trotting along with it. I mentioned just going on some sort of you're looking for something or just like virtuous type character. And you got like the nefarious bad guys doing their thing
without a paddle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we just kind of talked about some of the key ones and as to why they kind of fell off. What are your thinking as to why it kind of fell off?
Why adventure films fell off? I was going to ask, what are your what's your key ones? Which ones were the ones that like?
For me, when I think adventure film, the first thing that comes to mind, obviously Indiana Jones.
Okay.
But
Yep.
the time where I felt it was most prevalent, late 80s, early 90s.
Excuse me.
So things like Goonies, things like Phantom, things like Shadow.
The Shadow.
Yeah.
The Shadow knows.
Exactly.
I'd totally be down for a remake on that, by the way.
And that was another thing we talked about is what would we like to come back.
Yeah.
But I feel that the last ones I kind of remember, like in that genre, that like I would think, are movies like The Mummy. So like maybe early 2000s.
Brendan Fraser Mummy, not Tom Cruise.
Not Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Let's make sure we're clear on that.
So I have not seen the Tom Cruise Mummy
I've seen
film.
enough of it.
But I think it was a real missed opportunity to not try to make it like a old school adventure type of movie.
I agree.
They should have just done something like that. You know, whether it was set in present day or set in the past, whatever.
Yeah.
Even though I heard there's like a big Easter egg that this relates to the Brendan Fraser Mummy series.
That
Was
I
there?
wouldn't know.
I heard something from that shows up.
Fuck it,
Really?
spoil it. This is Buddy Talks, right?
Yeah.
but
Yeah, this is what he talks. Let it fly.
but I'm not sure what
Whoops.
it was. I just heard that there's like a connection and a link.
Gotcha.
It's like a blink and you'll miss it. Like you know.
I'm sure lots of people wish they blinked and missed the movie.
What was the name? Imhotep.
Imhotep, yeah.
Yeah, he like shows up, he smiles and waves, and then he's like,
Wow, that was
"Hey,
from
guys."
2017.
Yeah.
What,
time flies by,
the
huh?
Mummy?
The remake.
The remake, yeah. The bombed Tom Cruise one.
Okay, so that garbage was what, almost 3 years ago. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, though, the idea of like why it's phased out, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I think it all comes in phases. You know what I mean? Comic book films have been a big thing for a while now. I think that's kind of, the dominant genre that's happening. I want to say last year, I think we got like maybe a year or two, and I know it's more around Halloween or whatever, but I think we got a little bit there where they were all the same type of like horror film, which is the kind of like self-aware, it's not actually scary, type stuff. Like I think that's all it is. It just you kind of dance through those different genres, and so adventure film like
the teen dystopian
hasn't happened yet, right? But that doesn't mean that. Come the end of this year, for all we know, next, they start dropping one right behind the other. Everyone's on a mission to go find, the long lost joy of their childhood or whatever the hell it is.
You know what? Right. I want to throw one more into this. I'm going to say Army of Darkness kind of has that type of
I think Army of Darkness
old school feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that.
That bit, like 30s and 40s type of like way of doing things. You have the cocky, arrogant hero.
Yeah.
He goes on a
the
quest
lovable
to find,
everyman.
Yeah.
He goes on a quest to find something, which was the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
All hell breaks loose. And,
Literally.
Yeah. and he's got to save everybody. So
yeah.
It definitely has that type of feel to it as well.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy that, especially when the characters are familiar with each other. I like watching those movies because you get this like idea of everyone is sort of like the fish out of water, right? That they're all like, oh no, we've got to get to the next thing, and so someone will fumble something, or somebody will discover something or whatever. And it's the way that the characters all interact with each other that's what makes it fun. You're like, yes, it's not so much the discovery of whatever the final product is, but it's the self-discovery that they have throughout. And so that's always a good time.
Well, that's...
Usually, maybe not always. That's usually a good time.
That's always what they say about those, the red herring.
Yeah.
The
MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin, that's exactly what
like
it is.
It doesn't really have much to do with it, but this is what they're seeking.
It's just the catalyst to kind of get things moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. I don't know. I enjoy those types of movies whenever, that season comes along or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's all like, maybe something better though next time. But you get those movies to pop up and it's all like, that's right. It doesn't have to be something so serious. It doesn't have to be something so gloomy, or even too over the top, right? Sometimes I think that occasionally, I think the general public sometimes sees like big sci-fi or big to think that that's an adventure film, and it's like it's not really.
No,
there's a lot more usually that goes into that. You know what I mean? Adventure films are a little bit more simplistic in nature.
Yeah, I think honestly, like the simpler, the better.
Yeah.
Because old Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like we were saying about that the fourth one was kind of overblown.
Yeah.
And like way over the top.
Yeah.
And I said about the fridge.
The fridge. Like, no joke.
He would be.
I remember sitting in the theater, and what's crazy is that, like, as he's like looking around or whatever, I'm like, he's gonna go into the fridge, and sure enough, he goes into the fridge, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here!
Yep.
And it blows the bitch.
And he survived after it tumbled.
No. And as much as I love sci-fi, like even that wasn't enough. Where I was all like, I mean, I guess I kind of cool idea, horrible execution.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear my description of the fourth Indiana Jones movie.
Oh no, he's already spit this out.
Go for it.
No, he's.
I gotta wait till I listen to the episode.
Yeah, you don't have to
listen
wait
to it.
I'm looking forward to that. Though.
Yeah,
that'll be good. That'll be good.
And keep in mind, I still like it.
Yeah,
Even though
you do actually. I remember I watched it at near the tail end of last year. I feel like I'm fucking this box up. I'm sorry.
I'll take it.
I'll just put it right here.
Okay.
At the tail end of last year, I think I watched it again, and like I sent something in the text thread. And Adam, you got like a little defensive on it.
I defended it the whole way.
Yeah,
even though I know it's crap.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I know it, and I called it bullshit earlier. So
it's have you guys gone over like? I'm trying to run through like my the catalog in my head, but I can't think of anything right now. Like, what's your favorite actual like adventure film?
We forgot a big one.
What's that?
Marvin and I.
Uh-oh.
The Zorro films.
The Antonio Banderas.
I'm talking about the newer ones. Yeah.
I watched those again last month too.
There was 2.
You haven't seen them?
I have not seen them.
You should. I watched them again last month. What is this? February, right?
It's February.
I watched them in January, both of them, because they were on Netflix. They're fun like films.
Yeah.
I think the first one, now that I've watched them again a couple years after the last time I saw them, the second one wasn't as good. I think the first one captured a little bit more of that adventure feeling, right? You're going down like with this vendetta, you know what I mean? With what's his name, with Antonio or whatever the heck the character's name is throughout. Yeah. And I enjoyed that. Second one was they had the kid.
Confession time.
Uh-oh. Tell me, Usher.
I have not seen those Zorro films.
You haven't? And you should.
Okay.
You really should. They're on Netflix. Go watch them.
I saw the Count of Monte Crisco.
Crisco.
He's a chef.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's the Count from Disney World. From Sesame Street.
The Count of Monte Crisco. Hey. Holy fuck, that's amazing.
I think that's going to be the episode title.
So, forgive me on this
because
I am like partially sick.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, forgive me on my...
no problem, man.
I honest to God did mean to say Cristo.
And now he said Cristo, not Crisco.
Yeah. Cristo's correct.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. But I said Crisco instead.
Good God.
Whatever, man. I did see that. That's what Jim Caviezel and Guy Pearce
and Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, that was okay.
Babyface Cavill.
I really enjoyed that movie. I love that.
I did. It was good. Yeah. And I watched the original with Gerard Depardieu. Mm-hmm. I watched that in high school, actually.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. It was a miniseries, so it was drawn out. So the build up, you know what I mean, I think paid off a little bit more. Obviously, this, the newer one was under 2 hours, I think, something like that.
Something like that. It's a thick book too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they really like whittled it down.
Yeah.
Real thick.
Yeah.
But
the movie was good. I enjoyed it.
Would you consider The Transporter an adventure film?
Shut the fuck up. It's not an adventure film. Not by a long shot.
So the Gerard Depardieu version of that was good, right?
Mm-hmm. I
never saw that one.
Yeah,
no, I didn't either. I mean, it's
it's
probably a prequel to My Father, the Hero.
Yeah, I don't think so though.
It's the only movie that
what's
I know
crazy though is that you enjoyed The Stand, right? And The Stand is another one of those like miniseries that's long and drawn out and everything. I think that
Yeah.
This is entertaining in the same way that is, right? It's because you're being told this story, and yes, the small parts are just as important as the big stuff. So by the time you reach the end of it, you're just all like, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So the Gerard Depardieu one, definitely. There's some slow fucking parts throughout that. But by the time you reach the end of that movie, you're like, holy shit, like he got him. He got him back, bitch.
Yeah. And just when he gets his comeuppance, it feels so great.
Yeah. And then as he like ticks each one off, you know what I mean, through the older version, you kind of get that payoff more and more where you're like, oh, you thought you got away, bitch.
Yep.
Although still entertaining. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Caviezel version, because that I did enjoy. I thought they did a really good job there. So I don't know. Adventure films are fun, definitely. Like I said, I mean, I'm looking forward to the next round. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do, because unfortunately, and I hate to kind of fuck with you here, Adam, but Uncharted, like
we were talking about that.
It's gonna be one.
It is.
It's gonna be a movie, yeah. Sure.
And it's a prequel or whatever is what he said. So
yeah,
and that's what we're talking about. Like that is what bothers me, because I want to see Nathan Drake being Nathan Drake, not when he's still a rookie.
I get that. I mean, ultimately, what you want is a more modern Indiana
Uncharted.
Jones. Like that's what that is, right?
Yeah.
That's what those games are. And I love the Uncharted series. I think they do a fantastic friggin' job with those games. I mean, everyone's done it, right? Even the short that they released, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Like,
it was good.
It's him. Like, that would be fucking awesome.
He's Nathan Drake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as much as like I want that to happen, obviously that's not what they're working on for whatever fucking reason. But who knows? I mean, maybe it'll be a throwback to old school.
I had a thought on this, and that's because he's too old now to build a franchise around.
I could see that.
They're not going to get much mileage out of it.
I don't think
so. So they went with Tom Holland, who's pretty young.
Yeah.
And they can make an infinite amount of movies with him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he
say,
can grow into the role.
They could.
Yeah, I'm going to say that they could go for 10 if they really wanted that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But I don't think it's going to get there.
I don't think it will.
But
I don't think so
But
either.
they're trying to lay groundwork.
You're right. I mean, that's if you're studio head, that's probably how you're looking at it. You're not looking at fan service. You're going to think to yourself, people are going to come fucking watch it anyway, especially if they're Tom Holland fans.
Yeah,
as long as I've got a big name to put onto this, then they're going to come fucking watch it, right? Isn't that what happened with the Doolittle film?
Yeah, and that failed
And,
hard.
I was being sarcastic. That movie looks fucking terrible.
No,
I don't give a damn if Robert Downey Jr. is the lead.
I'm thinking of one thing, though, that Marvin likes to say.
Uh-oh.
Uncharted film series, or film, cart before the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Because they know people love Uncharted, right? Let's do a prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That worked in the last game, right? That was the thing people wanted. I'll tell you right now. I didn't like that part.
Who in the world is behind that? Sony?
Yep. No, behind the games?
No. I'm talking about the movie.
Oh.
Is it Sony that actually is doing it?
I don't know. That's a good question. Is that what you're typing away?
Yeah,
out
I'm
of
looking
there?
up.
All right.
Production
What
company,
does it say?
Atlas Entertainment, and PlayStation Production.
And
So yeah,
PlayStation
Sony.
for it, yep.
So that's the reason for that bullshittery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Let's hope it's better than, and I've only probably seen a collective 7 minutes of this. But what's the film with the Assassin's Creed? That's what it is. Yeah. Let's hope it's better than that. They had an entire line of games, right? That again, I stopped following it after the second one. That told complex adult stories, right, with fantastic gameplay and crowd mechanics and everything.
Yeah.
And then the studio behind it, Ubisoft, went ahead and said, "Let's make a movie and make it convoluted as well."
Let's throw all that out.
But exactly, but not in the good way. Let's just let's start using original language, or old timey language for no fucking reason. What is it? It's not the abacus. What the fuck's the the machine called that he plugs
Artemis,
into?
or no, I
The
know what you're talking about.
the Nabisco or whatever the fuck it is. But that right that
Animus.
The Animus. Thank you.
I didn't even have to finish typing.
Good job.
Yeah.
But that that machine was different and complex, and they're like, well, we want to see Michael Fassbender do.
Michael Fassbender.
And I'm like, and you've got good actors, like that. They drop the ball hard. Like, I don't care what anyone says, right? I know that I feel like let's start over, right? I think that the general public is going to say, right, take a character that I love and give me a new story. And for me, I can understand that with some things, but with like most video game franchises, give me the same fucking thing that I played on the big screen, where you have more of an opportunity to give me
an adaptation.
Exactly, like visuals and stuff like that. I didn't give a fuck if they took Halo 1 and gave me Halo 1 story on the film. I would have watched it nonetheless. And I wouldn't have felt like, oh, you're cheating me out of it or you're taking away. As a matter of fact, whenever they've done a remake of a film and then change it, like, at the end or something, just to give you something that's slightly different, I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck for? It worked the first time.
Exactly. To subvert expectations. Thanks, Ryan Johnson, you bitch.
For real. It's sorry, Adam. I know I was...
That's exactly what we were saying about, though, is that...
that's fine.
Basically, video game films, there's no reason why they can't just go with the story that was in the game. But instead they think, oh yeah, we're going to tap into the story that was never told before.
Yeah.
And it's like, who the fuck cares? Seriously.
I can't.
Not me.
Yeah, I don't. Not me.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Sonic the Hedgehog worked just fine, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
heard a lot of good things about it.
It was good.
Yeah, the parts that I saw, I didn't mind.
I mean... it wasn't a complex story. It didn't even follow the game story, but you know what? It was fine because it was respectful of
it
the
worked
character.
for what it was.
Yeah. That much I can tell you. From what I saw, right? And for those of you who are confused as to... I fell asleep. All right? If any of you guys have been following us over on IOHO, lately, man, I'm just knocking the fuck out in that theater.
It doesn't matter what movie it is.
No, it doesn't. I had to watch Star Wars 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
3 times I had to go to the theaters to finish that one. But from what I saw of Sonic, it didn't feel like it was disrespectful to the franchise whatsoever. And what's crazy about that is that obviously the story didn't change, right? So even with the shitty CG rendering that was there before, would it have felt the same way? But I feel like that's a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
It is.
But anyways, from what I saw, it felt like they respected the source material.
So was that an adventure
I wasn't
movie?
mad at it.
No, it was a buddy film.
A buddy film?
It was a buddy film,
Yeah.
Anyways.
Man.
Yay.
So, then, if you could pick one movie, one adventure movie to come back and kind of spawn a new franchise, not Indiana Jones, we'll take that one off the table because that's too easy.
All right.
What would you pick?
I'm going to need a second to think about this. An adventure film from way back in the day.
To kick off what we have.
Adventure films all over again.
Yeah.
So, remember I had no opinion?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. As long as they do it right, I'm 100% in on this Rocketeer relaunch or whatever they're doing. I would be fine if it's not even in, the 50s.
The 40s?
Yeah,
30s,
it's like,
30s to 40s?
It's like in the 40s, I think, is the original.
Yeah, because it's Nazis, so...
Say somebody else finds it somehow in working order.
Yeah.
Spawns a whole new movie.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I have one, but I don't think you guys are going to be happy with it.
Oh, I want to hear it now.
And there was a rumor.
The Librarian.
There was a rumor about this movie, like maybe like a good 8 years ago, being remade.
Yeah.
With Zac Efron. And I was like, I'll watch that.
What? You're gonna say Back to the Future?
There he is.
I'd rather see Tom Holland.
I was gonna say
Tom Holland, really?
Dude, did you see that Deep Fake?
Deep Fake?
Jonathan Frakes? Did you see Jonathan
Was he
Frakes?
on the kind of Monte Crisco?
Yeah, man. It was amazing.
No, I didn't. You'll have to send that.
Oh.
Adam's not happy with my choice here.
I'm not, because I don't consider Back to the Future an adventure film.
I think the first one is.
I think it is.
I don't think it has the swashbuckling type of way of doing things, so I don't consider it that.
I can respect that.
But it's my opinion,
Yeah.
and you have yours.
Yeah.
So hey,
I think the
whatever, man.
first one feels like an adventure film.
Definitely more so than the others.
Yeah. There's a lot of course correction going on there.
And if we're
Then
gonna
the third
go
one.
with that, I think the third one actually kind of has that type of feel
I-
more than the others.
I wouldn't fight you too hard on that argument. I'm not going to lie to you. All right? Between all of them, Is that him?
That's Tom Holland's face on Marty McFly.
On Marty McFly. No shit. Okay. Huh. Have you seen this?
Because if you just glance,
Oh, sorry.
it's hard to tell that that's not Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. No. It did. That's why I had to pull it closer because I was like, no,
and they
that's
have Robert Downey
Michael J.
Jr. as Doc.
Fox.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
I wouldn't be angry with Tom Holland as
I mean, especially because Zac Efron's too old now. Like that's what it is. Zac Efron was younger.
Yeah.
I was like,
RDJ, not as much. He looks like Colin Farrell right there.
yeah, he does look a little off.
Yeah.
But I like I was saying, I wouldn't argue with you on the third one feeling kind of more like an adventure film as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of the characters you already established, they kind of know each other, and then now you're kind of watching as they find each other again, and then find their way to the MacGuffin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I respect that. I won't argue with
Yeah.
it. I'll take it. But that's one of those that it's like, and I'm a huge fan. This is the same thing like Ghostbusters, like huge fan of those films. You know what I mean? Like, I love the originals. Watch them a few times throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I love this. That's another thing, right? When people say they're like, I love this movie, I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's all like, well, when's the last time you saw it? 8 years ago. You don't watch it all the time. And love is probably a strong word. You probably enjoyed it. And that's why you haven't
the first
touched it.
Turtles movie, and I watch it all the
time. Yeah, I don't doubt that.
I
don't
watched
doubt that at
it a few weeks ago.
So
I tried to watch it again over the weekend. Anna was not into it.
you know what?
Live studio audience. No.
I tried.
This could also be another conversation, like another Buddy Talks
Yeah.
topic.
Is that me?
There is
Yeah.
a good reason of why movies I absolutely love, why I don't watch them very much.
Because you don't want to tarnish
He
it.
doesn't want to
Some of
dilute
them
it.
don't.
I don't want to tarnish it, and then I also don't want to burn myself out on it, because
true.
even if I do love a movie, I can get tired of seeing it.
Oh, it's interesting.
I could see that.
Oh.
It takes a bunch. I think I watched Turtles spread out enough where I don't get tired of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's for anything,
Yeah.
right? So that's what it is. It's just it's your reset time that you need.
Yeah.
That differentiates from each one of us.
Well, all right, Adam. About you, what adventure film would you like to see come back?
Bring it.
I already said about the Rocketeer.
Princess Bride.
Oh, he did.
Oh, that's right. He did.
say the record. It's you.
Me?
It's your turn, bitch.
The Mummy. I want to see it done right, because I thought The Mummy. I didn't think I would like that movie.
That's not gonna happen.
But I thought it was. I really thought it was a fun movie, and he was just the normal everyman. It was Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
He wasn't anything special or fancy. He just kind of got by on his wits.
The dynamic between him and his so-called friend.
Yeah.
Oh God, no,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Exactly.
The guy would yell.
And it reminded me a lot of how Indiana Jones was.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
And you say about the Mummy. I just want to comment on the ride.
yeah.
I love the fact that it has that Brendan Fraser cameo at the
the
end of
end.
the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that the surprise drop
Yeah.
that it gets here or whatever. The first time I was all like, hey, that's cool. I didn't expect that. After that, it's all like, yes, fire.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden shoots you up the hill.
It's a good ride.
I've
It's
never
good.
been on the ride.
I am not a fan of roller coasters, even though I
Get on the
enjoy
ride.
that ride.
I love roller coasters.
So,
Me too.
But I think that's about our time.
Woo.
Thanks again, guys, for joining me on this episode.
Thanks for letting me crash the convo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was really good.
Asshole.
And I thought it was great. And I'm sure this is a conversation that we could continue on another episode of Inner Honest Opinion, honestly.
I could see
We
that.
can go more with like
Oh,
some
shit.
other aspects to it. But thanks again, guys. Where can they find you?
You go ahead. You were here before me.
all right. Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Adam_analyzes, AdamAnalyzes.com. I'm all over cyberspace, so check it out.
Whoa.com. Oh,
It's my new
RickFlair.com.
that's your new thing?
thing. Cyberspace.
I mean, it is a thing. You can always find me over at innerhonestopinion.com or over on Twitter at my personal account, which is at Krypton's Will.
And you can always find us at BuddyTalksPodcast.com. Find my personal Twitter at TheArtfulGent. And we also have Buddy_Talks. Oh, no, Buddy Talks on Twitter.
Figure out your fucking handle.
I know, right? Hey, if you have any questions, you can find it all on BuddyTalksPodcast.com.
Did you guys already go over comments at the beginning of this episode? I just want to throw it in there for this reason exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. But hey, I said if they had any vibe checks, they can email them to us.
True.
So thanks again, guys. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your week.
See ya.
Bye.
Screw you, Will.